Yo, what if I told you these colors aren't paint, they're metal, real metal? Stick with me, this is wild.
Every single one of these colors comes from one tiny family of elements. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at metal the same way. Right smack in the middle of the periodic table, there's a secret squad of metals hiding in plain sight. Magnets, crystals, even cancer medicine. One family of metals does all of this. Let's break it down. This color right here, it's not a dye. It's electrons literally dancing inside the metal. Let me show you how. Welcome to the wild world of transition elements. Buckle up, because this gets colorful fast.
See this chunk in the middle of the table? That's called the D block, and it's home to our mystery metals.
Think of the D subshell like a hotel with 5 rooms, 10 beds total. That's where the magic happens.
Scandium's hotel? Totally empty. 0 guests in the D rooms. So sorry, Scandium, you don't count. Zinc's hotel? Booked solid, all 10 beds full. Also disqualified. Sorry, Zinc, you're too full. But these 8 right here, titanium all the way to copper, they're partially filled. That's the golden sweet spot. So remember, empty is a no, totally full is a no, but partially filled? That's a big fat yes. Zoom into any of these atoms and you'll find electrons living in shells. 2 shells matter most here, 3D and 4s. Weird plot twist, the 4s shell fills up before the 3D shell, even though it's actually farther from the nucleus. Titanium and vanadium fill in nice and orderly, 3D2, 4s2, then 3D3, 4s2. But chromium says, nah, it steals an electron so its D shell is exactly half full. Turns out, symmetry is strong. Then manganese, iron, and cobalt keep climbing the ladder in order. 3D5, 6, then 7 electrons. And copper pulls the same trick, steals an electron so its D shell is completely, perfectly full. Sneaky but stable. Now here's the key rule. When a metal turns into a positive ion, it always loses its 4s electrons first. Take iron 3+. It loses 2 4s electrons, then 1 d electron, landing on a nice symmetrical 3d5. Transition metals are basically shapeshifters. Same metal, but it can show up wearing totally different charges. Check this table. Titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese. Each one pulls off multiple different charges. +2 is the easy mode. That's just losing those 2 outer 4s electrons we talked about earlier. And manganese can go all the way up to +7. That's this deep purple powerhouse right here. When metals switch between these charges, electrons are physically jumping ship. That's called a redox reaction. Redox just means electrons moving house. One thing gives them up, another thing grabs them. That's it. Because these metals can change charge so easily, they're basically born to do redox chemistry. Let's see it in action. Let's get hands-on. This next part is how scientists actually use these color changes to measure stuff for real. Watch closely. Purple permanganate is about to meet iron 2+. Something's gonna change. And there it is. That faint pink blush means we're done. No extra indicator needed. The color is the answer. This exact trick is how labs check the iron content in your vitamin tablets or in iron ore. Real-world stuff. Now here's a weird one. This next reaction starts off lazy, but trust me, it does not stay that way. See that? It crawls along at first, then suddenly speeds way up. That's called autocatalysis. Wild, right? The manganese 2+ made by the reaction actually speeds up the same reaction. It's catalyzing itself. Mind blown. Copper's tricky to measure directly, so scientists use a clever workaround involving iodine. Watch this color trick. Blue-black, then poof, totally clear. That vanishing point tells scientists exactly how much copper was there. Transition metal ions love making friends. When other molecules surround them, we call that a complex ion. And here's the cool part. Both bonding electrons come from the helper molecule. The metal just receives them. Count up the connections and you get the coordination number. Here we've got 6. That number decides the shape. 6 connections always makes this shape, octahedral. Like iron surrounded by 6 water molecules. Elegant, right? 4 connections can make this shape instead, tetrahedral. This exact one, with cobalt, glows a gorgeous vivid blue. 4 connections can also make this totally flat shape, square planar. This exact shape is a real cancer-fighting medicine. And with just 2 connections, you get the simplest shape of all, a straight line. That's linear geometry.
Some helper molecules grab on with just one tooth, monodentate. Others grab with two teeth at once, bidentate.
And then there's EDTA. It wraps around with all 6 teeth at once. Basically the ultimate molecular hug.
Some molecules are like your two hands, perfect mirror images that just never quite line up. That's stereoisomerism. In flat square shapes, if two matching pieces sit side by side, that's called cis. Directly across, that's trans.
That exact cis version we just described, it's cisplatin, a real medicine that's helped treat cancer patients for decades.
This same cis and trans idea works on the 6-sided octahedral shapes too. It's not just for the flat square ones. When bidentate two-toothed helpers wrap around these shapes, they can create genuine, true mirror twin molecules. Here's proof these mirror twins are real. They actually bend beams of light in opposite directions. Wild but true. One mirror twin bends light left, the other bends it right. Same ingredients, opposite effect. That's optical isomerism. So, mirror twins are real, cis and trans are different, and yes, these molecules can literally bend light. Onward. Here's something fun. These helper molecules aren't stuck forever. They can swap out, and when they do, colors change. Let's start here. This soft pale blue is our baseline copper solution. Watch what happens when we mess with it. Add a splash of sodium hydroxide and boom, a soft, cloudy, pale blue precipitate blooms right there in the beaker. Now add ammonia, and that cloudy mess transforms into this insanely deep, rich, royal blue. Absolutely gorgeous. But add hydrochloric acid instead, and it flips to yellow-green. Same copper, completely different look. Nature's magic trick. Cobalt does its own version of this trick too. Starts soft pink, then ammonia shifts it toward a warm brown. This exact color flip is used in real moisture-detecting paper. Blue means bone dry, pink means there's water around. Genius. One single metal, 4 totally different looks, and it all comes down to which helper molecules are attached. Cool, right? Different helper molecules actually compete for the same metal, like tug of war. We measure who wins with a number. Chloride grips kind of weakly. Ammonia grips harder. But these two-toothed bidentate helpers, they absolutely dominate. This is the chelate effect. A two-toothed helper will literally kick out a one-toothed helper.
Two teeth just grip better.
So stronger helpers always bump out the weaker ones over time. It's a constant competition happening in solution. Here's the big secret. When helper molecules attach, they actually split the metal's electron energy levels apart. An electron jumps that gap by eating one specific color of light. Whatever color's left over is the color we actually see. No electrons to jump means no color, period. Everything else, pure rainbow chemistry. If this blew your mind, hit subscribe.